Dear students, today's topic of my lecture magnetic effect of current part 1. And in this topic you have to learn these 7 topics. First one is concept of magnetic field. Second one, magnetic effect of current, that is Oersted experiment. Third one is Ampere swimming rule. Fourth one, Maxwell cork screw rule. Fifth, right hand thumb rule. Sixth, Biot-Savart's law. Then its one application, magnetic field at a point on the axial line due to the current carrying circular loop. Also we find magnetic field at the center of current carrying loop. So first, concept of magnetic field. So first of all, you understand what is the meaning of the magnetic field that you have studied earlier in earlier classes. I remind your memory, the space around a magnet and a current carrying conductor in which magnetic influence can be experienced by a magnetic material is called magnetic field. For example, we say that a magnet is placed and around it iron flings or all pins be placed. Then these iron flings or all pins they get attracted towards the magnet. Then the space around the magnet in which the magnetic influence experienced by iron flings or all pins is known as magnetic field of magnet. Similarly, if a current is flowing through a conductor, there then around the conductor, that is the space around the current carrying conductor, also a magnetic field is produced, and that is explained by the Oersted, and it is known as magnetic effect of current. If no current is flowing through the conductor, then there is no magnetic field around the conductor, and that is explained by the Oersted by performing an experiment. Another important point here, what is the source of the magnetic field? Moving charge is the source of the magnetic field. You can see here, moving charge is the source of magnetic field. We just remember it. If charge is in motion with respect to the time, then the current is produced. So that's why we are saying that a current carrying conductor having the magnetic field around its space. Now, what is the Oersted experiment and how you understand the magnetic effect of current? Here you see that a conductor which we have taken, and that conductor is connected to a battery. This end of the conductor connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and this end connected to the positive terminal of the battery along with the rheostat and a key. As you see that a magnetic needle is placed just below to the conductor. At present, key is open, so no current is flowing through the conductor. So that's why there is no deflection in magnetic needle. As we close the key, then what happens? Then current starts flowing through the conductor, and the needle gets deflected. It means the magnetic needle experiences the magnetic influence due to the magnetic field around the current carrying conductor. Similarly, if we reverse the direction of the current, how you can reverse the direction of the current? By interchanging the connections to the battery. Now this point is connected to the positive terminal of the battery of the conductor, and this end is connected to the negative terminal of the battery along with the rheostat and key. Again you see that key is open, so no current is flowing through the conductor, so there is no deflection in magnetic needle. Now if we close the key, then the current starts flowing in opposite direction in comparison to the previous case as we reverse the connections. So a deflection in magnetic needle takes place. This indicates that if there is no current, then there is no magnetic field around the current carrying conductor. If there is a current, then there is a magnetic field, and the magnetic influence can be experienced by a magnetic needle. So that is the magnetic effect of current or the Oersted experiment. Now you see that in these two diagrams, the deflection of magnetic needle is different in both the cases. That basically depend on to the direction of current, and it is given by Ampere's swimming rule. So you understand what is Ampere's swimming rule? Here you see in the diagram, we are assuming that a person is swimming along the south to north direction, and the current's direction is also from south to north. That is, the current enter to the feet of the person and leave to the head. Then deflection of magnetic needle is determined by the deflection of left hand of the swimmer. You see here. So the deflection is towards left hand of the swimmer. And in terms of the direction, if you say that, then it is towards west. So you can recollect a word. We can write here, that word is snow. And its meaning is that if current is flowing from south to north, then the deflection in magnetic needle towards west. So this is about Ampere's swimming rule. If the direction of the current is reversed, then swimmer is also swim along to the direction of the current. But deflection of magnetic needle, we always take towards the deflection left hand of the swimmer. Now another rule is Maxwell cork screw rule or right hand screw rule, which is also very important while you are determining the direction of magnetic field in case of the Biot-Savart's law. So here you see that there is a screw and whose motion we are considering that it is a forward motion, and the screw is rotating. And in that case, the direction of the current is also is the same direction as of the direction of forward motion of right hand screw. Then the rotation of screw will give the direction of magnetic field lines. So here you can see that the direction of the screw is in forward direction and the current is also in the same direction. Then the direction of motion of screw, that is giving the direction of magnetic field lines, which you can see here with this blue circle, and the direction of magnetic field is represented by red arrow. Similarly, if direction of the current is reversed, then direction of magnetic field lines is in the opposite direction as we described in the previous case. So here you can say that the direction of the magnetic field lines is in the anti-clockwise direction. And in the second case, when the direction of current is in downward, then in that case it is in clockwise direction. So the rotation of the screw, that gives the direction of the magnetic field lines. Now another rule is right hand thumb rule. In that case, you consider a conductor which is carrying the current, say I, in your hand, right hand. Then thumb will represent the direction of current, and curl of the finger towards nail, that curl towards nail, that indicates the direction of magnetic field lines. If the direction of the current is downward, then again the curl of the finger towards the nail, that gives the direction of magnetic field lines. So when it is in upward direction, the current direction, at that time the magnetic field lines are anti-clockwise. When the direction of the current is downward, then magnetic field lines are clockwise. So this is about right hand thumb rule. Now Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law is an experimental law which mainly deals with the magnetic field at a point due to the small current element. So understand what is current element. As we say that we are taking here a conductor, say XY, and this conductor is divided into small length, and this small length known as the length element. If a current I is flowing through this conductor, then I dl, dl is the length element, then I dl is known as the current element. Then due to this current element, we have to find out the magnetic field at a point around the conductor. As you already studied, according to the Oersted, if a current is flowing through a conductor, then around the conductor there is a magnetic field is developed. So here XY is a conductor carrying the current I. Let P be a point at distance small r from the current element or length element at which magnetic field is to be determined. Then you see that let theta be the angle between the dl vector and r vector. And similarly, we take another point of observation onto the left hand side of the conductor XY, that is P dash. Now you see that at P point we are putting one cross and an circle. Its meaning is that magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing the dl vector and r vector acting inward. And at P dash point you see that there is a dot and circle. Its meaning is that magnetic field at P dash is perpendicular to the plane containing dl vector, r vector and acting outward. And these two directions that we have determined with the help of the right hand screw rule. Now according to the Biot-Savart's law, the magnetic field at point P that depends on to the following factors. First one is dB directly proportional to current, and then dV directly proportional to the length element, then dV directly proportional to the sine of angle theta, which is angle between dl vector and r vector, and dV is inversely proportional to r square. As distance is more from the current carrying conductor, magnetic field is less. Now we combine these all four. What we will get? dB directly proportional to I dl sine theta upon r square. For omitting this proportionality sign, we require a constant, that is constant K. This constant K is called constant of proportionality, and its value that depend on to the nature of medium between the length element and the point P. Or you can say that between the current element and point P. Its value also depends on to the system of units. That is, in CGS system we say that K equal to 1. But whereas in the SI system, its value is K equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. K equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. You can see here, where mu naught is known as magnetic permeability of free space or vacuum, and its value depends on to the nature of medium between the point of observation and current element. Its value in free space or the vacuum is given by mu naught equal to 4 pi epsilon, mu naught equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Tesla is the unit of magnetic field. Similarly, we can also write another unit, Weber per meter inverse ampere. Now you substitute the value of K, then you will get dV equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta upon r square. So this is the magnetic field at point P due to the small current element ideal. Now we can write this Biot-Savart's law in the vector form. As we know that the direction is represented by the unit vector. So we take here the unit vector r cap. So dv vector equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I d vector cross r cap upon r square. The similar formula we have applied here. A cross b equal to ab sine theta n cap. Now r cap we know that unit vector equal to r vector upon mod of r. So when you substitute this value here, then finally you will get dv vector equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl vector cross r vector upon r cube. And the direction of the magnetic field, as I already explained, perpendicular to the plane containing the dl vector and r vector, acting inward if you are taking the point P. If you are taking the point P dash, then it is outward. And these directions of the magnetic field determined by the right hand screw rule. Now here further you see that dot and circle means magnetic field perpendicular to the plane acting outward. That is the point P dash. Cross and circle magnetic field perpendicular to the plane acting outward. That is the point P. And the current element is a vector quantity whose magnitude is a vector product of the current and the small current element having the direction of flow of current. Now the application of Biot-Savart's law. The first application is magnetic field due to current carrying loop or coil. In your syllabus, only the one application. And I divided this application in two parts. First is you have to find out the magnetic field at a point on the axial line of current carrying loop. So for that purpose, we consider a current carrying loop with center O, radius R, carrying the current I. Let P be a point at distance small x from the center of current carrying loop at which magnetic field is to be determined due to the small current elements which we have take at point C and point D. D point we take just opposite to the point C, diametrically opposite. So at point P, magnetic field due to the current element at point D and C we calculate. So first with at point C. So the direction of magnetic field is dv vector that we resolve into the two components dv cos phi and dv sin phi. Here you see that this point P from this current element is at distance small r and that small r equal to under root r square plus x square, right? Angle between the dl vector and this small r vector, that is 90 degrees. Similarly, if we take the current element at point P, then again the magnetic field is dv vector, resolve into the two components dv cos phi and dv sin phi. Now you can see here component dv cos phi and dv sin phi due to the current element at point C and D are acting along the same line but in opposite direction. So that's why they cancelled out. So only the components left along to the axis of current carrying loop. So these are the two only elements we have taken, but current carrying loop has the large number of the length elements, that is current elements. So we have to add all these components along to the x-axis. Then we can get the total magnetic field at point P due to the entire current carrying circular loop or coil, right? So we apply Biot-Savart's law at point P first for current element at point C. So here you have formula dV equal to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal sine theta upon r square. The theta is 90 degree. So you will get dV equal to mu naught ideal upon 4 pi r square since sine 90 equal to 1. Now we resolve dV vector into the two rectangular components as I already explained you. dV cos phi and dV sin phi. Similarly, the diametrically opposite current element at point D, its component is also dV cos phi and dV sin phi. But dV cos phi components are always opposite to each other, then they cancel each other. So we will get only the dV sin phi component due to all current elements. So we add them so that we can get total magnetic field at point P. For that purpose, we integrate dV sin phi. So here you see that B equal to integral dV sin phi and substitute the value of dV here from here. That is mu naught I dl upon 4 pi r square then sin phi. Take common mu naught I sin phi upon 4 pi r square integral dl. Integral dl is the length of the current carrying circular loop. That is 2 pi capital R. So you substitute that value here and small r, that is the distance between the current element at point C and point P. Similarly at point D and point P. So that is under root r square plus x square. Substitute this value here and we will get B equal to mu naught I sin phi upon 4 pi within bracket under root r square plus x square whole square 2 pi r. So this under root and this square that get cancelled 1 by 2 into 2, that 2 get cancelled, and only you will get here r square plus x square. But sin phi when you calculate from the diagram, that is OC upon CP, which is r upon under root r square plus x square. Substitute this value here in place of sin phi. So then B equal to mu naught I r upon 4 pi within bracket r square plus x square under root r square plus x square and within the bracket is 2 pi r. Right? So this 2 pi and this 4 pi. So you cancel it, then you will get here 2. This get cancelled. And this r and this r, that becomes r square. So finally what you will get? B equal to mu naught I r square upon 2 r square plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2. Base are same, so power can be added. Now if we say that n be the number of turns of the circular loop or the coil, then this expression becomes B equal to mu naught Ni r square upon 2 r square plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2. So this is the final expression for magnetic field at point P due to the current carrying circular loop, and point P is on the axis of the current carrying circular loop. Now we take some special cases. The first special case we take when the point P is at center O of the current carrying circular loop. So in that condition, x becomes 0. So you substitute that value of x equal to 0 in the formula that we have done. P equal to mu naught n I r square upon 2 within bracket r square plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2. So in place of x you put 0. Then finally you will get mu naught n I r square upon 2 r cube. Then this r square you cancel it. Only the r is left in the denominator. So finally you will get E equal to mu naught n I upon 2r. Now this is the magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Now second case we take if the observation point, that is point P, is far away from the coil. That is the observation point distance on the axis is very large as comparison to the radius of circular loop. That is r is less than x. In that condition, x is r square can be neglected in comparison to the x square. So here in this formula, this r square can be neglected, only the x square is left in original formula. So you will get mu naught B equal to mu naught I n r square upon 2 x So this is the second case. Now we plot a graph that gives the variation of magnetic field with respect to the distance from the center of current carrying circular loop. This is the center. So at the center you are getting magnetic field B equal to mu naught Ni upon 2R. So as moving from the center of current carrying circular loop, then magnetic field starts decreasing. As you see that from this expression, B is inversely proportional to x cube. So the value of magnetic field starts decreasing. You take on other side, then here it is also decreasing. So this is the variation of magnetic field with respect to the distance from the center of current carrying circular loop. Now we have to find out the magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop, and that is given by the right hand palm rule. Right hand palm rule. Right hand palm rule means you have to take the current carrying circular loop in your right hand palm, then the curl of the finger towards the nail that represents the direction of the current, and thumb represents the magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. So magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop is perpendicular to the plane, and the other parts of the current carrying loop we apply the right hand thumb rule. So you see that here the direction of the current is upward, so magnetic field lines are anti-clockwise, and here the direction of current is downward, so the magnetic field lines are clockwise. So this is also the another representation. Now the second part which we take, magnetic field at the center of the loop. In the previous case we have taken a special case. Now we have to find out here by applying the Biot-Savart's law. So here we are considering the same current carrying loop with center O, and R is the radius carrying the current I. Then we have to find out magnetic field at the center. dl be the length element, idl is the current element. Angle between the dl vector and r vector is 90 degree. So we apply the Biot-Savart's law. Then dB equal to mu naught idl sine theta upon r square, but theta equal to 90 degree. So that's why dB equal to mu naught idl upon 4 pi r square. Sine 90 is 1. Now a lot of current elements are there. So that's why we will find out the total magnetic field at the center of current carrying loop by integrating the length element. So B equal to integral dB equal to integral mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square. Mu naught I upon 4 pi r square you take outside, then integral dl is left, and integral dl is 2 pi r, length of the current carrying loop. So substitute this value in place of integral dl 2 pi r and calculate it. You will get B equal to mu naught I upon 2r. Now similarly if we say that n be the number of turns of the coil or the loop, then in that condition B equal to Ni upon 2r becomes the final expression. Now we plot here a graph between the magnetic field and the distance from the center of current carrying loop, that is radius. So as we move away from the center, that is the radius of the circular loop increases, then magnetic field decreases. Because you see that from here B is inversely proportional to R. Mu naught I upon 2 is a constant. So that's why B inversely proportional to R. As the radius of current carrying circular loop increases, then magnetic field decreases. So if you like my video, then like it, subscribe it, press the bell icon. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.